Are young voters currently relying to learn on about candidates and local issues and local elections? Definitely just the local news outlets. Paso Matters is a big one, Paso Times, Paso Inc., and those four major newspaper outlets. They also tend to just go off of word of mouth. Whatever your closest 5 friends or relatives are, that's going to be the first point of information that they get. But they're really relying on just local news, not only TV, but the newspapers. And have I encountered any misinformation or confusion regarding local elections that may have deterred young voters? Yeah, there's been some instances being a young person and involved in the local political scene. They tend to go off of social media and believe whatever they're posting on there or commenting on those posts. Obviously, Fifth Fam. There's also times in which they go off of an opinion from a professor or a mentor that they have. But there's some confusion to, as the story changes, it gets told to another person, it develops, and rather say the truth, that own person's way of telling the story or the information about a candidate, it just changes and it worsens and it deteriorates as it gets transitioned to like the next conversation. For instance, there was somebody I met at a political match event at UTEP when everybody would go meet these candidates for the primaries, and speaking to some student that I had met there was angry about some scandal with gas card usage. As I get to know this person, they end up telling me, well, quote unquote, they get paid more as they go through the political career, city reps, county commissioners, state representative. And I had to correct and say, well, state representatives are on salary and they only get $7,200 a month or a year rather. That's a conversation that needs to be had with lots of young voters, and it just does not seem to fit the narrative that young people want to get involved, but they have this misinformation being told to them, or this notion known to them. What changes would I like to see in local election process to make it more accessible and appealing to young people? Definitely El Paso EP County votes and the El Paso Democratic Party and the Republican Democratic Party, and whatever party running for office needs to address the voters that they're aiming for, and that by being education. You know, they need to go to these high schools, these colleges, these universities, even like Western Tech or the trade schools, if they really want to get the word out there and really apply themselves to change the narrative. Well, my vote doesn't count because look who's at top. Well, the issue is that they don't believe it can be changed because they see that the highest level of office, but essentially it's the local ones that gets that person to the highest office. And definitely just making them be known and educate them.